Thoughts on protein bars, so convenient, but full of lots of interesting ingredients. So it really is going to come down to the individual, much like most of the things I do when I'm programming. The number one reason I find somebody might go for a protein bar like this is simply because they think it's a better option than something like this. However, if they are getting an adequate protein intake throughout the day, they don't necessarily need 20 grams from this chocolate bar. This has 215 calories per serve. Yes, whopping 20 grams of protein, which is great if you need it. This has 102 calories per serve. But a lot of people would stay away from this thinking that, oh, well, I shouldn't have any chocolate because they label that as bad. It's definitely not when consumed in moderation and in a balanced diet. So let's take a look at these different types of protein bars. And I've got them in order of how much protein they actually have. So this one here has 124. A lot of people would go for this simply because it is the Keep It Cleaner brand, and they might think that it doesn't have emulsifiers and whatnot in it, but it certainly still does. So it does still have some ingredients that people may not necessarily be fond of. Then you've got your bounce ball, 8.6 grams of protein for 159 calories. This one actually has more protein and less calories. So 11.4 grams, 151 calories. And then down the end, you've got your Big Bertha there, 20.1 for 215 calories. Now, most of you will know, because you've been following me for a while, my clients do not count calories on the program, but we do learn to have an understanding of them because it's very, very helpful in understanding what your energy intake should be. But no, it's not fully, we're only counting calories, because if that was the case, of course, we'd go for the lower calorie option, but it has less protein. So you've got to find a balance, much like everything. So once you've determined how you feel about the ingredients that are in these, my next question would then be, what is the purpose of you having it? If it's to increase your protein intake, you're probably better at looking at some of these options. These are still convenient. That's my half-eaten yogurt from this morning. That is 15 grams of protein and only 89 calories. Or maybe you want to go a can of tuna, 18 grams of protein for 135. So they're actually going to be better bang for your buck. So these have less ingredients and probably are less processed than some of the other things down here. But often people will go to these things because they just genuinely feel like something that is a little bit sweet. So they go to something like this because they think, oh, well, at least it's got protein. It's just like, it's a marketing thing. At least it's got protein. It must be better for me than, say, having a single serve of this. If you don't necessarily need the protein, it doesn't necessarily make any of these products better for you than the chocolate. Because if you look at the back of the chocolate, there's not a whole lot of ingredients there that you don't recognize. If you look at the back of even, say, this one, which has a 5-star health rating, let's just take a closer look. Of course, it's upside down. You can see, if I can get it in focus, there's still emulsifiers and whatnot in there. So it's just that there's sort of no added sugar. And we've got to remember that this health star rating is comparing like to like product. So when you're looking at this, it's not like this is a 5-star health product in amongst all of the health food that's out there. It's just saying that in this range of items, this got 5 stars and this one only got 3.5. So if you want to look at these two things at a glance, then this is probably going to fare better based on the criteria of the health star rating system. I mean, if you were comparing this dark chocolate almond bar to like broccoli or an apple, I mean, that's going to be like literally a 5-star product for your body, right? There's one ingredient and it is what it is. But that's what the health star rating system is there for, to be used for. Now, when you look at, say, something like the chocolate, it comes in as just a 1 health star rating compared to the other products in its category. But if you were to be having this because you felt like something sweet in the afternoon and you'd had adequate protein and you've got a very balanced diet, you don't necessarily have to be getting increased calories from something like this. This actually has less calories and less ingredients, more of what you probably recognize. This might actually be a better option. And I've just realized I bought the almond one of this, and that's 115 calories. The hazelnut one is only 102. Now, this chocolate was recommended to me by this nice man in the supermarket who was watching me stare down chocolates, and he was like, don't bother going for the Lindt. It's way more expensive. The Coles brand is just as good and it's half the price. And I was like, no, I'm going to take this man's lead. He looks like he knows what he's talking about. He's right. It's actually really, really good. So, that's my thoughts on protein bars. It depends on why you want to include them, what you're including them for, and is it the best option depending on what you're looking for.